Hey guys, so today I'm doing the Draw My Life tag video where you basically draw your life and explain it as you go through. Just before we get started, I just want to admit that I'm not a very good drawer. My 4-year-old sister could probably draw better than me, but let's just not judge and let's get started. So I was born on June 28th, 1994. I was born in India and I was an only child, so extremely spoiled. And to top it off, I was the first grandchild to my grandparents, so I was extremely spoiled by my parents, basically the whole family. So yeah, I was an only child in the beginning, and I had lots and lots of cousins from both sides, from my mom's side and from my dad's side as well. And my dad has 11 brothers and sisters on his side of the family, and my mom has 5 brothers and sisters on her side of the family, so they have a lot of kids, and therefore I had lots of uncles and aunties and many cousins. When I was 7 years old, my parents separated. They just realized that their marriage wasn't really working out, and instead of getting a divorce, because in India that wasn't really like heard of at the time, so they just got separated just because they felt like it would make them happier. And yeah, just to mention again, I was 7 years old when this happened, so it was extremely hard for me to deal with, and I was really upset the whole time pretty much. But I've moved on from it, obviously. So I went to 3 different schools while I was in India, including like primary school and everything like that. And I always had to make new friends because of so many like changing schools and everything, so that was a little bit difficult for me. But the main school that I remember going to, which I stayed at most of the time, was an all-girls school, and I was 8 years old when I went to this school. So just a year after my parents separated, I went into this school, and yeah, it was just an all-girls school. And I remember, this is one of the main things I remember about this school. Strange memory, but it's what I remember. There was this girl called Romania, however you pronounce her name, and she was from Australia. And back then in India, whenever we saw a white person, not to be racist, we called them foreigners. And I was starstruck by her because you don't really see many foreigners in India at the time. So that was something memorable that I remember from that school. I didn't really have any boyfriends in India because it was extremely strict, the school I was at and the way that I was brought up as well. And speaking of strict schools, at every school that I went to, we weren't allowed to wear makeup. We weren't allowed to have any type of nail polish, even clear nude nail polish. So it was pretty boring, but I had to deal with it. But I was pretty good in school academically. I did used to get good grades, so that was a bonus for me. When I was around 10 years old, my parents one day just came up to me and said, we have to tell you something. We hope that it will make you happy. And they told me that 3 of us were going to be moving to Australia, and I was ecstatic because one of my favorite cousins lived here, and I missed her a lot because we had a great childhood growing up. So I thought that it would take me away from this strict, boring lifestyle to Australia, which I've heard great things about. At the time when we moved here, my parents were still separated, but they were living together until, we settled down here. We rented a house here. I think about a month after we came into Australia, we found this rental house, and it was very difficult. All we moved in with was a kettle with like a few little cups and saucers and stuff, and we moved in with one chair. Yes, that is meant to be a chair I am drawing. That's all we had when we moved in. And I only went to one primary school when I was here in Australia, and I was really lucky that I didn't really have to make friends. I kind of did, but I didn't have to because I had all of my 3 cousins in that same school, which is why I went there, because they all went there, so it would just make sense for me to go there too. So that was fun. So I did make friends, but I didn't have to, so that was a bonus for me as well. Okay, moving on to high school. Very tough time, but also a good memorable time in my life. High school is where I met my fiance now. His name is Luke. So that's where I met him. I think on like the 2nd or 3rd day of school. I don't really remember, but I just met him amongst my girlfriends. They introduced me to him. But things didn't really work out with us. Like, we dated for a week, but things didn't really work out. So then I met his friend at the time, and his name was David, and we dated for about 9 months, and he was my first love. I was deadly serious about him. I don't think he was the same with me. So we dated for a while, obviously, but it like started off like an amazing relationship. I was heads over heels for him, but it kind of just went downhill really quickly. It was not a good relationship. You know, the people that I was mixing with at the time because of him was not great. I became a horrible, horrible person. So I ended that relationship, went through like a depression for that basically, which is silly thinking of it now. But that's what happened. Then I noticed that my parents were kind of starting to have a little bit more chemistry again, that they were starting to maybe love each other again, I guess. So that was kind of like my opportunity, because I always wanted them back together. So I took that opportunity to ask my mum and dad, you know, are you guys going to get back together? I think you should, blah, 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 all that stuff. So yes, I helped my mum pick out a wedding ring for my dad, and she actually proposed to him. Very, very emotional. Even thinking about it now, it is still one of the happiest days of my life. So yeah, she proposed to him, and he said yes. And then we had a renewal of the vows ceremony, because they didn't want to have like a full-on wedding. I mean, they were still married. They were just like separated, not divorced. So we just had our family over and had a priest over, and, you know, they exchanged the rings and just said their vows and stuff. And if you saw a girl run past, it's not a ghost, that's my little sister. And then one of the happiest news ever that I've had in my life is that my mum was pregnant. This happened a little while after they renewed their vows. So my mum got pregnant, and they were really scared to tell me, because they thought like I'd get jealous since I've been the only child forever basically. But I was over the moon. I've always wanted a sibling. So this was extremely good news for me, and I was very, very happy about this news. And then my little sister came along, and we named her Gabby. I actually helped name her Gabriella, but we just call her Gabby. And she is a miracle baby, because we didn't think my mum could have babies again, and she happened. So I'm absolutely in love with her. But things started going pretty bad for me in high school. I was being bullied. I've been physically bullied. I was called many, many names. I had like bubble gum in my hair. I don't know why till this day. I guess bullies will be bullies, but I've gotten somewhere in life that they're not going to get. So it didn't bother me after that. And once I realized like Luke was there for me throughout, you know, my breakup with my previous relationship and everything, because they were friends, so he kind of understood everything. So we kind of got back together, and this is the time that we were really serious. You know, we've broken up on and off for quite a few times, but this was actually the serious time that we got back together. And we were kind of loners, because we just preferred just our company. We felt like we didn't need anyone else, and it's pretty much like that to this day. Then I graduated high school. Luke and myself graduated high school together, which was exciting, you know, starting like a new chapter in your life. So that was really fun for us. After graduating high school, I decided to go into Curtin University and study early childhood education, which is the Bachelor of Education course. I'm still doing it till this day, and I love it. Still my passion in life. Then I got engaged to Luke. This happened only in November of last year. and it was an amazing moment. My whole family was here and like supporting us. Just a beautiful emotional moment for everyone. So it was beautiful. I mean, like, we were high school sweethearts. Hardly ever like works out in those type of relationships, but obviously it has in this case. So you're probably wondering what's going to happen, like what I have in mind for my future. Basically, like, all I have in my mind is to complete my degree that I'm doing at university, get that graduation certificate, obviously start working as a teacher. I'll be married hopefully one day, and I will also have children. So that's what I see in my life. But that's my draw my life tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you think about this video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.